America has existed as the world's leading example of social affluence for many decades, and our culture is something that has been implemented in various parts of the world. Corporate and cultural America has become a part of so many other countries' ways of life and has only sustained our national impact upon the world. One of the prime examples of this cultural imperialism is the globalization of American industries. American consumerism is so demanding and widespread that corporations such as McDonald's and Starbucks not only thrive in America, but in almost all other countries as well. As an American, you can pretty much expect to travel to any other stable country to find that the things you consume at home can be purchased in other countries. McDonald's, an American cultural staple, has over 32,000 locations in 100 countries, such as China, Korea, France, and so on. The Golden Arches stand as one of the most iconic symbols of American culture, and this influence is so deeply ingrained in other parts of the world that many other countries have adapted to this chain and implemented it into their own cultures as a means of not getting left behind in the free market.
Furthermore, the popularity of McDonald's and other American businesses overseas came about because of cultural imperialism. For by advertising and marketing the ways of American life, such as fast food and mass-produced goods, the United States invades the culture of other countries. More specifically, McDonald's uses capitalism and neoliberal tactics to invade a nation's culture, ideology, and political beliefs. The workers that prepare and sell food are paid minimum wage, and there are little to no regulations placed on production and trade agreements. Because of their labor exploitation and lack of restrictions, McDonald's has become known as one of the most successful and influential companies of all time, and for some countries today is seen as a brand of wealth. All in all, American consumers have benefited from the global flow of McDonald's through cultural imperialism by not only having the option to eat American fast food overseas, but that it has contributed to making the United States come off as the cultural and economic powerhouse of the world.
Another key impact of American cultural imperialism is that many students across the world are mandated to learn English. In Europe, 91% of students in primary and secondary school learned English as of 2017. English is also the most studied foreign language in Europe overall. English is even so commonly used in the world that its education is taught in two different styles, EFL and ESL. EFL speakers learn English to use in business relations and general pleasure, while ESL speakers are learning English to use it every day. In general, understanding English is highly beneficial in business or cultural practices. However, the U.S. has lower ratings of language learning than Europe and other countries. Though we're able to learn languages in schools such as French and Spanish, we're not taught nearly as young as other students are instructed to adopt English, and therefore our grasp on foreign or Romance languages is often less substantial. The prerequisite of a foreign language in America is much less enforced, and average American high schoolers are only expected to learn a foreign language for 2 years, and typically only speak that other language in school. This mere comparison of cultural adoption in education stands as a prime example of America's cultural imperialism, and that other countries are expected to adapt to our means of language in order to fit into our ways of life. There are many other reasons why American consumers benefit from cultural imperialism, and that it has made English the global language of business. Unlike countries such as Mexico and China, where most people have to know both their country's official language and English to have the best paying jobs, most Americans just speak English and aren't expected to learn a different language for work. Therefore, Americans tend to have an easier time getting desirable job positions in both the U.S. and abroad, and thus are possibly more likely to make more money. In addition to cultural imperialism, English has become globally popular by American music and entertainment being exported throughout the world. This benefits the American consumer in that they are less inclined to turn to entertainment from other countries, and thus may feel that the United States is some sort of global hub of all popular culture.